the DuPage Symphony Orchestra welcomes audiences to our next season concert entitled Echoes of the Past on November 16th. Progressing through our season of radiant reflections, the orchestra continues its endeavor to perform music that can tell stories without words, as Symphonie Fantastique did in our season opener. Our November concert culminates with one of the most famous tone poems in the classical repertoire, Ottorino Respighi's The Pines of Rome. When you hear the title, The Pines of Rome, you may picture some pine trees in a field, gently swaying in the breeze. But when Respighi wrote this piece in 1924, he was imagining much more than just trees. He was painting musical pictures of Rome itself, filled with history, tradition, and spectacle. Respighi takes the listener on a journey through 4 different settings around the Eternal City. Each of these settings are like a postcard as we take a tour through ancient Rome. The first scene, The Pines of Villa Borghese, shows children playing in the bright sunshine, playing games and full of energy and laughter. The orchestra bursts with quick rhythms and high-pitched colors, is joyful, playful, and a little chaotic, just like children at play. Listen for chattering woodwinds and sudden sounds of trumpets, like shouting children running through the gardens. The mood then shifts unexpectedly and dramatically in the second scene, The Pines near a catacomb. Here, Respighi takes us underground into the dark, echoey chambers where the early Christians were buried. The music in this scene is more solemn, almost like a hymn. Low strings and trombones create a heavy, resonant sound, while the horns echo as if in vast stone chambers. The third scene, The Pines of the Janiculum, is peaceful and dreamlike. Notably, Respighi adds something new in this scene, a real recording of a nightingale, played alongside the orchestra. Throughout the movement, gentle strings shimmer like moonlight, the clarinet and piano add delicate touches, and the nightbird's call blends with the instruments to create a tranquil atmosphere. Finally, we come to the grand finale, and one of the most famous sections of classical music ever written, The Pines of Appian Way. Here, Respighi imagines the great Roman legions marching along the ancient road into the city at dawn. At first, we hear a faint, steady rhythm, as if the soldiers are still far away. But gradually, the sound grows larger and fuller until the orchestra reaches a massive and triumphant climax, with organ, brass, and percussion shaking the hall. The music continues with a militaristic pulse, growing even stronger, almost overwhelmingly, until it reaches its dramatic conclusion. Hearing this finale from a live orchestra is an experience you will not forget. The Pines of Rome is yet another perfect example of how music can tell stories and paint vivid pictures in the listener's mind. This piece is always an audience favorite because you don't need to know much about classical music to enjoy it. You can just let the scenes unfold in your imagination as Respighi's orchestra paints a picture of Rome's ancient past. We hope to see you at our performance on November 16th at 3:30 p.m. in Wentz Concert Hall to experience this triumphant work of art.